Hi, Andrew. The only thing I would like to share is that it's so difficult to not have a relationship with the content of consciousness.
It's very difficult. It is very difficult. It is very difficult. It is very difficult.
It is very difficult.
It's very difficult. Should we all say it together? One more time.
Yes, please.
Let's say it 3 times together, okay? It's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Good. Now we've established that.
Yes. Well, that's it. It's even harder than last year. So it's I think I'm starting to see how much involved I am with the content of consciousness.
Right, but it's not. I think it's a very important thing to not take it personally, because remember, the mind is a machine.
Yes.
The mind is a machine. Should we repeat it together 3 times? The mind is a machine. The mind is a machine. The mind is a machine. It's a mechanical process. It's a mechanical process. So it makes sense that if we have spent, how old are you?
41.
So if you spent, the majority of 41 years fundamentally identifying with a cognitive mechanism and identifying with it as self, that's a lot of momentum. You follow?
Yes.
So you don't need. It's very important not to take it personally. If you realize that the mind is a machine, it's not an individual. The mind is a machine, it's not an individual. The mind's a machine, it's not an individual. The mind is a machine, it's not you.
Yes.
Then you're just watching a kind of a machine working. It's not, and you don't have to really worry about it or take it very seriously. But if you take it personally, then you're going to drive yourself crazy for no reason.
Thank you.
Thank you what?
For
Does
saying
that help?
that.
Does it help?
Yeah. Well, I try to not to take it personally, because I always say it's no problem.
You don't even need to say that. Why do you need to say there's no problem? Why do you even need to do that?
Because if I don't, I start to measure my development according to...
But what's the relationship between measuring and having no relationship to the content of consciousness?
The relationship between both?
Yeah, what's the relationship?
There is no relationship.
Good, that's the right answer. Which means what?
Don't do it.
You're not supposed to be doing it.
Yes.
So if you're measuring, you're having a relationship.
Yes. So I leave it.
Are you going to?
Yes.
If you want to be a happy person, if we all have to learn how to do this. Otherwise, you're all going to go crazy. You're going to be miserable. The mind is a machine, so if you identify with a mechanical process, you're going to go crazy. Huh?
Yes.
Is your mind compassionate?
No.
Is there empathy there?
No.
So you're identifying with the machine that has no empathy. Why would you want to do anything like that?
I don't want to.
Well, then why are you doing it?
It's quite kind of powerful machine.
Mm-hmm. No, whoa. No. It's the mind is a machine, but the mind's not compelling you. It's not forcing you to have a relationship with it, is it? Is putting a gun to your head, say, if you don't bid my will, I will kill you?
You're right, I'm making the choice.
Right, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. But I'm saying, is the mind forcing you to is there any coercion or force?
No, it's just, I think, just the power of the habit.
Well, I know, but that's important, because the reason we're having the discussion is because you, like a lot of people, believe that's called ignorance or unenlightenment. You believe unknowingly or unwittingly or in your ignorance or unenlightenment that the mind is you. The mind is self. And you don't really believe, or you haven't seen yet for yourself that the mind is a machine.
That's true. I understand it cognitively, but the experience...
No, I understand. So therefore, if I'm saying if the fundamental teaching is to have no relationship with the content of consciousness, it should become apparent to anybody after not too long that the mind is a machine. Because if you have no relationship, just because you have no relationship with it, it doesn't necessarily stop, right? So
Exactly.
that means it's kind of going on its own steam. And the steam is momentum. This momentum, then the momentum was generated by 41 years of engagement. So 41 years of engagement creates a lot of momentum. Right?
Right.
But if you know it's a machine, you don't have to do anything about it. If you know it's not you and it's just a machine, if you know it's not you and it's just a machine, if you know it's not you and it's just a machine, it's a mechanical process, why do you have to do anything about it?
Exactly.
Huh? Then you don't have to do anything about it. And that's the good news. So, having no relationship to the content of consciousness means you don't have to do anything about it. And as I always explain on these being retreats, what's very unusual about these 10 days is you don't have to do anything. So you're able to have this kind of experience of no relationship to the content of consciousness 24 hours a day for 10 days. Now, most of the time, we're all so busy that maybe if you have 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, or if you're very lucky, very, very lucky, very, very lucky, maybe 2 hours if you're really lucky, but most people don't have anything like that. And then you have no choice but to have a relationship with thought and then do the best you can to make the right choices. Correct?
Yes.
So the whole point of like a 10 days like this is you're giving yourself the opportunity to bear witness to the truth that the mind is a mechanical process.
Exactly.
Because outside this context, unless you already have absolute confidence in that that's true, it's going to be very, very difficult because you don't have time, because you have to use your mind in order to negotiate your way through time and space. You use your mind to help you make, hopefully, what are going to be the right choices. And you have to use it. You have to use it. So if you have to use it all the time, as much as you may know, it's just a mechanical problem. You're so involved with it that it's going to be very difficult for that truth to be that apparent to you, because you need to be so involved. Unless you already have no doubt that it's the case. Unless you already have no doubt that it's the case. You follow? So that's why you want to use an opportunity like this and take it very seriously, because this is giving you an opportunity to bear witness to the truth of the fact that your mind is a mechanical process. It has no self-nature. The mind is a mechanical process. It has no self-nature. It's a mechanical process. It has no self-nature. It has no self-nature.